Kaizer Chiefs are about to play their last Betway Premiership game of the season against Polokwane City, all to play for with a chance for them to actually qualify for the top eight. So all the celebrations are over. Now we come to the last few games. Actually, Saturday is the last few games of the season, if I'm not mistaken. I think Pirates is the only team that's playing catch-up games, and there's still this Super Sport Golden Arrows thing going on. We don't know what's going to happen because I think the match was postponed. They played only the first half there. Welcome back to the pod again with a new video for the week. All things Kaizer Chiefs this time because all focus is on them. Pirates did the business just yesterday. They wrapped up their 25th or 20. I think they've got 2 games left for them. Good game to watch that side with Nagazi Pauline. Actually, is the only coach that's unbeaten this season. Hey, funny people. So I'm mentioning them because they also play a part in how or where Kaizer Chiefs would end up, depending if they also win their game on Saturday. Pirates is playing against the Amazulu. Kaizer Chiefs is playing up at Polokwane City. So now, what's interesting about everything that's happening this weekend is the fact that so TX Galaxy is in number 5. So the top 5 secured. That's guaranteed. Sundowns, Pirates, Stellenbosch, Kukune, and TX Galaxy. The only difference is in that top half or top 4, we don't know who's going to qualify for top 3 between Kukune and Stellenbosch. Interesting games as well because Stellenbosch is also playing their last game against Cape Town City, which they're fighting relegation. And we have is Kukune playing also, I think, Golden Arrow. So all teams are playing for relegation and these ones are playing for a top 3. So if Pirates comes into the picture because they're playing against Amazulu, which is in 6th place at the moment. So that game can decide who, depending if Chiefs now win against Polokwane City. So Chiefs win, they can qualify for top 6, which is also going to set a precedent who they're going to be playing should they qualify for the top 8. So this game is also interesting because of the fact that the first round of matches, Polokwane won that 2-0, where, to be fair, if it wasn't for the early goal, I think Kaizer Chiefs had it in them either to equalize because they did come back strongly. It's just that the second goal, they played it last minute because it was a counter and it was just a loose ball, and they took advantage of the fact that almost all the players were in Polokwane's half, and it was a good counter goal and brings us to that. And what's interesting with these two teams, Polokwane City and Kaizer Chiefs in particular, is the fact that these both teams haven't won games in the last 9 or 10 games or so. Kaizer Chiefs could be worse, but also Kaizer Chiefs is the most active team because they've been playing finals in the Nedbank and they've been playing in the league. So with Polokwane City, they may not be as sharp as Kaizer Chiefs would be. Well, with having from both teams, or I could focus on Kaizer Chiefs a bit more, they've lost a few players in the first round of matches until now. It's not they don't have a host of players to select from how they've started from the roster that they had in the first round of matches. So that's where I think the technical team is going to have a headache in regards to who are they going to use for this particular fixture. I'm interested in how they're going to apply the game because, look, this is a final basically for Kaizer Chiefs. It's a final because it's in their hands in regards to they just need to win. And whatever happens between Pirates and Amazulu, Chipa has already played all their matches. So the worst case scenario is a draw, and at least with a couple of goals. Because if they get a draw, they're on 32 points. And Polokwane City already is on 33. So if you get a draw, you qualify for at least top 8. Chipa can come behind you. And whatever happens with Makesi, and I think there's one team, either Richards Bay, the Golden Arrows possibly, if I'm getting my math right, but I'll put it onto the screen. Then it's all up to them. So Unabi has a decision here where obviously the selection and the starting 11 that is going to use are going to be critical because starting from the back, goalkeeping, because Peterson actually was the goalkeeper in the first match that they played in the season against Ipulukwane City. So he made, for me, it was a mixture of the two, where it was a defensive error, but also in his side, it didn't give him much cover because that goal came from the blind side. It was very, very out of the blue by Aswana. And look, all of them are healthy. Key players from Polokwane City, which also in, I think it's Mapungule, this guy who was selected for the national team, Nomatuludi, they will be available. So Chiefs is just not having Upule. I think Ukras is still suspended. So those two players are not going to be part of the team. And Angazuti, for me, it's interesting who they're going to use left channel, whether he's going to play a 3-4-3 again, which you saw last week, or maybe he's going to opt to play a 4-2-3-1, which he's been playing, and maybe using Duba as a lone striker this time. So however he's going to set up the team, he's going to, I think, set up the tone in regards to which players can get them over the line and at least salvage this season for what it was. And all the expectations that we had, at least being a top 5 team, it's all gone. With these rumors flying around about him leaving and management not being too happy and all these things. And also, man, just for preparations for next season. I mean, the season is gone. At least the cup has been won this season. I think the least that these players can do for themselves is at least win. I mean, for me, not to be too long on this video though, is just to make sure that at the very least Kaizer Chiefs comes back with something. And look, we've complained enough in regards to rotation. I'm not sure if I could pick 3 players because Ucele is the one that I'm not really sure about. Oguti available because he's been injured. We're not so sure how serious the injury is. And maybe he was left in that game because Nabi was saving him for this game, depending on how that game was going to go. And maybe he felt he had enough. I'm thinking he might surprise us and as an Ucele because this game literally is like a final. For me, I would like to see the same Kaizer Chiefs that was playing against Pirates for the last 2 games. I think that Kaizer Chiefs were played against Sundowns. I think if they can give the game that much respect, maybe we can be able to see them. Look, even if you can go and check the first game, there was not much bad in terms of the model and the gameplay, in terms of how they've applied the game. The only problem I had is decision making from Mdu in particular, especially because there were half chances that they did create. I think they were right in front of goal, and I don't know if them conceding early or first, let's say, that was a contribution in how they've applied themselves. So emotions, it reminds me of a game, and I remember when we played against the Swallows when they were fighting for relegation and they beat us in Mangete's time. That's when Solomons actually scored 2 penalties, and that's when I think we bought Ngobo. It gives me that vibe because this game is so important for Kaizer Chiefs and us as fans. In terms of how the season has gone, and because now there's 2 factions, there's pro Nabi, there's anti Nabi, there's a lot of friction, and I think this game, if we can give it the respect that it deserves and we can get the result, it can really soften the blow in terms of what we'd like to see next season and forget about everything. Because I mean, the coaching saga, there was too much coverage on that, and I think maybe it also can give management the confidence to at least make sober decisions and not being too hasty. Because the biggest concern I have, which I would leave it there, is maybe the concern of do we have a squad overhaul? They've done a few renewal contracts in regards to who they'd like to stay and who they're assessing and who they might be potentially buying. Apollos probably, we don't know if he's in the picture. Have they started talking about Pasadena and profiling other players? and Terra being their scout. I hope there's just conversations behind the scenes so that they can have a decent season next season, man. I mean, this is a big brand. I mean, a good Kaizer Chiefs is good for our football. So I'm hoping this game can just wash away all those things that's been happening, circulating around the team, and it can actually make the fans smile, at least, man. Just Kulumeng in it bang for the longest time. But most of the time, just keep tuned because we're going to be covering Sundowns because they're going to play the Club World Cup. And obviously, there's going to be transfers that I think are worthy talking about it. There's a couple of people that we've heard names have been dropped. But I think one is Umhleli Mabuza, who's currently training with Kaizer Chiefs. Apparently, he's from Portugal. So I'm hoping those are the kind of conversations and the good things that we can talk about Kaizer Chiefs season next season. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have in regards to the game on Saturday. So we'll be locked in, Stolama PS relax, and see you in the next episode next week, and see what we have to talk about in terms of South African football. Pirates is still playing their last games, so that should be something we can be able to cover. So in the next video, Machine, your boy, signing out. Shop shop.